What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? What it do? What it do? What it do? It's your girl Candace. Y'all, we are about to talk about real love. Y'all know me. I be ready to talk. I don't be having time to wait for no viewers and folks to get on because I just know like you can always go back and listen to it. But I'll just kind of go ahead and do a pre-introduction of about what you are about to experience. And so you saw the title. Let's talk about real love. Because I don't know if we really understand what real love looks like. I've been married 23 years, and I feel like probably over the past 2 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, am I really understanding what real love is? And that's going to be God's love. But I ain't going to be having this conversation by myself on tonight. I got some powerhouses with me. And they powerhouses because I know who they've been trained under, you see. So we're about to have a conversation. So you make sure you share this video. You make sure you text somebody right now, like go to Candace Tuck Facebook Live, because our relationship needs to hear this. We need to know. Text your boo. Or if you're with your boo right now, go on and tell him, sit down. Let's listen to this conversation. Y'all know how we do it on the Couples Lounge show. We always like to say we give you something to talk about. And that's exactly what's about to happen tonight. So without further ado, let me go on and then introduce the folks that I'm bringing on the stage with me. And so first up, we have Mabel.
Hey y'all, so good to be here. Feels so good to be here. I don't know why the song came up for me when you're saying real love, Mary J. Blige. Real love, I'm searching for a real love.
She always got a song in her spirit, y'all.
Real love. Yes, I'm music. Music for me. I'm so glad to be here, Candace. Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you. So happy to have you. And then, you know, we got to bring the male energy to the stage. Mon couldn't be here tonight. But I definitely have another powerhouse male energy that's going to come with that perspective. Lady, you want to be listening. And men, he going to teach you something tonight. So let's have this conversation. Welcome to the stage, the You on?
I can't hear you.
You ain't you on?
I can't hear you. He can't hear you, but we can hear him. Something wrong with his connection.
Might have to log out, D.
I don't hear you.
Oh no, you hear? You hear?
I can hear him. He cannot hear us though.
I'm gonna log out and log back in because I can't hear you.
Okay, all right. See, we just prayed about this. The enemy. Guess what? You ain't
Hello?
Testing is about to go down.
We can hear you, D. Loud and clear.
Testing.
We can hear you.
Can y'all hear me? You can't hear me? You can hear me?
We can hear you.
All right.
We can.
No, I can't hear you.
Oh.
Okay.
Check your microphone.
But you can hear me.
Yes.
So I can't hear you.
No, but you gotta be able to hear us. So you gotta log out. Hold on, let me do something. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get this together.
Testing.
Okay, what about now, D?
I can't hear you.
Let me text you. Y'all, we're gonna get it together. We about to be y'all know how
I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna log out.
Yeah. We'll bring him back in as soon as he get back. So y'all, while we are doing this again, real love. So who do I think needs to be listening to this conversation? If you married, if you're engaged, if you're thinking about marriage, if you are dating, if you are single and you want to take, if you want a life partner, I think you need to be tuned in on today.
Absolutely.
There we go.
All right.
Yay.
There we go.
Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to just briefly introduce yourself to the community. These are my followers. These are the Facebook, the Couples Lounge page followers. So tell us who you are and what is it you do and what is your relationship status?
All right. My name is Mabel Lusengo. I am a spiritual life coach. I like to think of myself as a spiritual mixologist or a practitioner of God's presence. At my core, I am joy and authenticity, and I love supporting people to come alive. My mission is just simple: to support individuals with reconnecting with who they really are at the core of their being, and to live from that place day by day, moment by moment. So that's a little bit about me. I was married for 14 years. I am divorced now. So I bring to the table a little bit of an outsider looking in, who has been through it, done it, and also wants to get back in it. So yeah. I'm complete.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, D, introduce yourself in the same way.
Okay. Well, my name is Demetrius Arick, as you can see on the screen. I am the founder of Inner Coded. Inner Coded is an organization that really has this mission to unlock what's already in you. You're already encoded with divine wisdom, divine guidance, and our coaching programs are really designed to help individuals to remember who they are. I'm married, and I am ecstatic to be here to be able to share some male energy.
All right. Okay, so it's time to get it cracking lacking. So
let's get it.
Y'all. This love thing. Real love. And so I'm just gonna dive in it. What do y'all think? We're in 2026. I know we see a lot of things. If you're on Facebook, you see we just had the situation where Tina and Teddy divorced after 20-something years. After she took him back after infidelity, and he filed for divorce. Now you see people will get into marriage and they like, nope, I ain't fooling with this. I'm gone. I'm done. Be like, wait a minute, you getting divorced for that? You see people in these marriage groups that are telling people to leave their spouses over, well, I feel like I'm doing everything by myself and I'm stressed. And people are like, well, leave. If you feel like you're doing it by yourself anyway, then leave. So when we think about love, what do you think is missing today in regards to relationships and love? And we'll start out broad and then we'll kind of work our way around.
You said, what do we think is missing in today's marriage and what real love is? So for me, I truly believe there's only one relationship. Although there's two people who come together and become one, there's truly one relationship. And that relationship is the relationship you're having with yourself. And so when you're coming into marriage, it's two people who are coming into this union. And what I believe love truly is being able to look at this person that you have come into union with as both a teacher and a student, because you're teaching each other about various aspects of yourselves. And so when we're coming into the union of love, it's really looking at this other person as you're looking at yourself. How do you love you in order to love this other person? So for me, love in essence is how you truly be in yourself, loving yourself, in order to then give that to someone else. Because if you are love and love is within you, that's the only thing you can give to the other person. So for me, love really means really checking in with self to see who you are within you and your relationship with, I call it God, creator, divine universe, and how you are in relationship with your true essence or your divinity.
Okay. Well, I know people ain't realizing that when they go into no relationship.
Mm.
Look,
You know
but I'll
what?
talk about me in a few minutes.
Yeah. You know what? Did such a great segue into love on a holistic level.
Mhm.
I will say I agree first and foremost. I think there's the most important love that one has is one with self. And
Mhm.
as one learns to love themselves, it's then when you're able to truly appreciate your partner,
Mhm.
truly love your partner. Because when you to get to a space where you love yourself, you have to do some inner work and looking at yourself, because there's always aspects within yourself that's not, you're not working at optimum level, or you're not at your best, or you're not exactly as you were divinely coded, or because of conditioning, because of agreements, because of all the things, life, right? But
Mm-hmm.
as you get to a state where you truly start to love yourself, then you can truly be able to see and recognize and love someone else. But also, you have to have a relationship with the divine,
Mhm.
because that's the essence and that's the model of what love is, right? And so when I look at love and when I think of love, I always think about my creator and how much he loves me through
Mhm.
my mess.
Mm-hmm.
And through my mess, I'm like, well, who am I to be judgmental of anybody else that's going through their process, right? So
Absolutely.
it's that, to me, love is being able to really be honest with oneself and have a appreciation of who you are, and loving all aspects of you and wherever you are in your station. And in doing so, you'll be able to show up for your significant other as well. I was taught one thing. We were all taught this in school, right? One time one is what? One, right?
It's
One.
one.
but
A half
when
times a
right,
half
but
is
when
one.
somebody is not a full one, they are a decimal.
Mhm.
And if you multiply anything time a decimal, it's going to be less than the one, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come to the table as two complete, whole, individual ones. Does that make sense?
I just did the multiply. 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25.
See, you come up with less. So when you don't do the inner work to come up as a whole one, you come into the table with less than it was than you did on your own. So I
Yeah.
think,
So if so many of us, like when I say believers, like we know and we say God loves and we love God and we say these things.
right.
So what makes it a challenge in a relationship to really love somebody the way that we know that God describes love? Because it's in the word, it's like right there. So if we know, and like they said, I definitely agree with both of them as well as what they said. What's the challenge?
So I don't know whether this will answer your question or not, but as you were speaking, something just popped in my mind, and that's about myself, right? And I think I told you this story, or maybe I was telling someone else. I was literally driving on 35 one day, and it hit me because I was listening to Abraham, and she spoke about soulmates. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. She's talking about me. And what she simply said is the soulmate, the people we call soulmates, the people we attract into our lives and we call this my husband, he's my soulmate, people that we have chosen to give us the lesson that we're supposed to learn during this lifetime. And for me, the aha that came to me that day was all this while the soulmate, my ex-husband, I was trying to receive, to know that love that I've been seeking, that I've been searching for exists, and that is God's love. But I'm seeking it from the wrong place. It's me connecting with the higher power, connecting with God. And once my connection with God is clear and I'm set in that connection, then I'll be able to love. But when I am separate from this divinity, this that I am that I am, then it becomes challenging because I just don't know how to do the thing that I don't have. God cannot be less of God. God is God. God is going to be God. He's going to give you all things that are God. But if I am not connected and I'm disconnected to the source and I'm searching it to find it in this spouse or in this individual, then perhaps I'm not going to get it. It's going to be challenging. But when I connect myself to the divine, who will then teach me how to love, then it no longer becomes a challenge. I think we were hearing yesterday when we were in class, all of us, that an orange is always going to give you orange juice, right? So if I am the orange and I'm always giving orange juice, what does that mean? I no longer see challenge. All I can do is give love. As Demetrius was saying, there's no blaming, there's no you did this, none of that, because all I see, even at your worst point, is love, and all I can give is love. So I'm not sure if I've answered your question, but that's what came up for me as you were talking.
Okay. Then you know we're gonna come to you with because we gotta hear a man's perspective on some things. So I'm gonna be coming around this corner in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, come on with it.
So okay, you want me to come on now? Okay, I'm gonna come on now. So what have you, whether it's your own journey or I know you work with men, why do you feel like you sent us a video the other day about men, black men being the only men? This was from Dr. Umar.
Yeah, Dr. Umar.
Only one that kind of had this negative thing to talk about, or two negative things to say about their women. When it comes to men and love, I don't even know how to ask this question. Do men really know how to love according to like the need of his woman from his heart, or is it more head? Like, just give us your insight from a man's perspective on love, and you can really take it however you want to take it.
Well, that's very broad. That's very broad, and let me start by saying every man is unique.
Yeah,
every man is different, so I cannot speak for all males. But what I will do is speak from my experience.
Okay.
What I've found is that I didn't know what love is. My perception of love was based off of TV stories, was based off of romance that this society has told us what love is. My idea of what a relationship was really something that was shared from other women or girls that I've dated in the fantasy in which they live, right? And so for me, love was tied to performance. What do I need to do? Okay, so if I provide for you, then that means I love you. It's not really tied to my heart space. It's what I do. If I go to work and I make sure the bills are paid, that's evidence of my love for you, right? And so what I'm learning today, though, as to add on to what you said as it relates to what a woman desires, and in that experience, is that society has conditioned most of us as men to not have emotions or not display them, right? I see mothers beating young boys for crying in the store. What are you teaching that son? You're teaching that son not to show emotions, to suck up his emotion and his feelings, right? And so when you have a child that's as a male that been told men don't cry or beat you or discipline you for having emotion, what do we do? But where's our outlet? So we put it all in. And so then the only outlet for us becomes physical, whether it's football, basketball, sports, or sex, or all the other physicality things, because that is our means of an outlet. That's what society says is acceptable for us. Yeah. So then we start to measure, ourselves, our emotions through those physical acts. And I'm not. This is not a space for vulgarity, but I really want y'all to think about this. When a man is most vulnerable, when you hear a man tell you when it's whispering sweet nothings in your ear and he is vulnerable, it's usually doing a physical act. Because they're able to then be in their vulnerable state, right? Which is acceptable, which is tied to physicality, right? And so that's their outlet. And so a lot of people think men are just sex crazy. That's really our outlet for our emotion. And most people don't understand that, right? Because we don't get a chance to verbalize that. We don't get a chance to talk about it. We don't really get a chance to really unpack that. But understanding that, especially from a male standpoint, that love is really tied to where your heart is, right? And how you perceive who you are and who you are with, and always keeping them in the loop when you make decisions that impact everybody, right? And so it becomes a whole, it's a whole journey, right? And there's layers to this thing. And there's layers to this thing. Now I'm giving you a really broad aspect, and this is just one level, one process of it, right? But there's so many different ways that we can go with this.
But see, they get more when they come to the retreat. Yeah, we ain't gonna have time to break it all down like we're gonna be able to break it down at the retreat. But D, as you were speaking, I said, okay, this conflict number one in relationships, when a woman is telling, based on what you said, and a woman is telling her man, like, you don't love me, or I don't feel love, and he like, but I provide for you, I protect you. But what she is saying is, I don't feel your heart. I don't feel your emotions. Yes. You're not giving me a safe space. We're not, like, it's all of the inner things that she is desiring, but yet he thinking all of this external stuff I'm doing for you, and you don't think I love you. And many a times in a relationship, you don't have the word. You don't even realize that you all are not saying the same thing while you're trying to say the same thing. And it just becomes this boom, boom, boom. And then one person is feeling, or both people feeling unheard. One person's feeling like, I don't matter. Like, you don't, like, the neglect, the man, just like, so all that I'm doing it, you don't think so. You don't think that this is love. And then what happens with that? So that was just like one thing that I'm hearing, like, okay. Yeah.
Now on a man standpoint, let me add this just from a man standpoint too. We don't truly have the language when you talk about emotional, because our whole life has been out external, what we perform, what we do. Very few men spend time going within to really sit with what's going on within them. Because think about it, I started with mom, the first love of their life, their mother, disciplined them for having emotions, right? And so it becomes difficult to go within, because the first love of your life told you you're not supposed to do that. So now every woman that you are with is psychologically a reflection of that first love that you ever had. And until you get to that point where you start to doing that inner work and truly realize that you're not just a man, but you are a human with emotions, right? And to get to a point where you okay with having emotions and understanding what emotions are and what feelings are, and being able to process the different feelings, right, then you're stuck dealing with things, right, and doing things and working out and exercising and boxing and all the other things, right? But as opposed to really sitting with yourself, and you ain't got to go nowhere. You can just sit still 15 minutes and listen to the way your brain goes, right? And feel the energy of the thoughts as they run through your body, you know, and you really just get in the habit of doing that. Go ahead.
So what I'm hearing is that there's emotional disconnection within marriage unions, and so this is why I think Mama E likes to say this: marriage ain't for punks. You gotta you gotta have the courage to really be naked, stand in front of somebody, and be the most vulnerable self that you can ever be, because it comes from you communicating to the other person what truly your needs are, as opposed to, you don't love me, you're not doing this, da 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 da, and they're telling you, but I'm paying the bills, but I'm doing this. Like Dee saying, sit down and really check in. What is going on within me, and what is my expectation of my husband or my wife, and really start asking the questions of what it is that you really want, and ask for what you want, other than saying what you're doing is not love for me. Ask for what you want. When you're doing this, when you're washing my car, I really don't feel the connection. I really don't feel the love. But what I desire is when I sit at the couch and you're rubbing my feet. That shows me love. So it's about the communication between these two people. Are you courageous enough to really tell the gut truth of what your needs are, without being afraid of, if I tell this person this is what I want, what are they going to think? So emotional disconnection can only be transformed or healed if we're willing to really tell the truth about what we are feeling, what we're observing, and what it is what's coming up for us in our minds, in our hearts, what we're feeling.
Okay, y'all gonna have to keep the conversation going because my computer about to go dead. Y'all keep going.
We got that. We got it.
Got you. All right. So that's all I wanted to share about emotional disconnection, really, Dee, when I was listening to you. When people just don't pay attention to, what am I feeling in this moment? When my husband is doing whatever he's doing, or if my wife is doing whatever she's doing, checking in, sitting with yourself, because the thoughts that are in your mind may not be what is really going on in the moment.
And I love the fact that you added to the fact that you have to speak it, right? Unexpressed expectation is the killer of a relationship. You can't just have an expectation for someone never share with them what that expectations is. I was sharing with her that unexpected, unexpressed expectations is a killer of a relationship. You're just assuming that somebody knows something, or they can just read your mind, and half the time we don't even know what the heck we want. But you want somebody else to
know what you want.
And look, that's unloving. If we're talking about real love, like that is unloving to the other person. That's unloving to the one that is actually not communicating, because you are putting yourself in this what I like to call toxic tornadoes. Like, I'm mad at you, yet I ain't explained it to you. And so now you frustrated, and now I'm getting the energy back. It's not love. It is not love at all. And it's like, what I have been learning about love. I'm like, baby, when I got married, that was some superficial love. That was some infatuation. Although I thought, baby, you couldn't tell me I wasn't in love with Ramon Dwayne Tuck Sr. Love him. And still do. But what I realized is, in marriage, you truly get to learn how to love like God says love. And that agape love is a totally different, like, as Mama Ia said, that to love like that, you can't end up, you gonna have to be willing to sacrifice, to compromise. You know what? And as we getting ready to end this, I want you to think of one of the C's from last night. And you're gonna tie that into what real love is and why it is. And I'm gonna start with compassion, because under compassion, he was talking about forgiveness. And what I realized is your capacity to forgive shows your capacity to love.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be able to forgive, because it's understanding that in this moment, that whatever it is that I'm having to forgive, I realize you were not acting as your divine self. You don't even know yourself sometimes. And it's the illness, and that's where he talked about being a patient. Like, am I willing to have compassion enough to walk with you through life as your life partner and help you heal? And in helping you heal, I gotta understand that you are ill in some areas. There's some areas where it look like it's a broke bone right there. It's broken. You as the patient, I have to be patient.
Exactly.
With you.
Exactly.
And so for me, compassion is real love. And I know some people will ask that question of, well, how long do I stay in it and they doing this, and they ill, and you just got to realize what is your capacity to love them? What is your capacity to love them? And if you are saying, I'm at capacity, I can't, you not willing to go to, I'm sure I'm going to be using his point when we get ready to talk about this retreat. Are you willing to just stay with this broken part of you or this illness? Or are you willing to do some work? And that's where you kind of just got to be. So my word from the C for me that really expressed love was compassion.
Right up that alley, the C for me was commitment. When he gave the example of mothers and how they will do anything. I'm a mother, and my son lives in Brooklyn, New York. I mean, he can call me at any time of day and I will drop whatever I am doing for him, because I am committed to that relationship.
Yeah.
So most of us are in marriages, but how committed are we, like you were saying, to get to the place of healing? Because we are in this relationship, we are mirrors of each other. And so there's a part of me when I'm saying things that trigger you, which means there's a part of you that I'm helping you heal. And so your healing is coming through me. So we're both student and teacher at the same time. But how committed am I in this relationship to get to a place where we will say, oh, we have grown, we have evolved. So what's next? Because we are ever evolving. There is no point in life where you will say, oh, I got it. Oh, I'm at 100%. No place in life. We are ever evolving to our most holy and highest selves. So when we look at this commitment as a place of healing and growing, transforming, evolving. So how committed are you to this person that you're married to? Or soon as shit hits the fan, you're out. I'm like, oh, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm out of here. Yeah. So considering how willing we are to be present with what's going on, especially in the moments where things are not looking right, how committed are you to see your patient get through the healing, to go through so that they can get through to where they can say to themselves, I've fully learned that lesson. I've moved on. oh, I've grown, I've transformed, now I'm healed. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. So
Mm.
commitment is the C that stood out for me.
Let me tell you something. When he used that mother example,
Mm-hmm.
I said, just imagine. I know he was talking about mothers, but it is some
Yes,
amazing fathers out here as well.
absolutely.
And as if you treated your spouse like you treat your children, the commitment, the love, if both people showed up like that, if you think about how a daddy treats his daughter, how a woman treats her son,
Mhm.
just because I think that dynamics are like, it brings a different dynamic than the same gender. Just imagine how amazing a
That
marriage
would be.
would be for those of us that are good parents. But yeah, all right, so we got compassion, we got commitment. D, what you bringing us in with?
You know what? I've been over here struggling because I'm struggling. It's between for me. It's between compatibility and communication, and
Mm.
Hey, we're
I
gonna do
can't.
both of them.
I'm
What?
struggling. I'm struggling.
All
Like I'm over
seven
here.
C's. I mean,
I'm over here struggling. Like how can I choose? So for me, compatibility, right, stands out, and especially for someone who's been in long relationships, right, and you really start to see and experience individuals and learn whether you are truly compatible with them, and um, it stands out as you grow and evolve. Sometimes the compatibility changes, right? And so for me, that is why communication is so important. Because if you don't, if as we grow in relationships, if we don't communicate the growth, right?
stunts.
And it goes right back to what we were talking about, that unexpressed expectation. If you don't start talking and communicating, and I'm not and talking to individuals in a space where they can be received, not talking at them, but creating environments where we talk, where it becomes a part of who we are, right? That not just what we do, but who we are as we set time to have conversations. And I'm talking about when communication, I'm not talking about talking at somebody. I'm talking about phones down, face to face, sitting in front of each other, and we really talking, hearing each other's heart. Right. And until we get to a space where we can truly have these types of conversations, it's kind of hard to be compatible because you don't really know the person. Right? Because that person is growing and changing and evolving. And if you're not communicating, you don't get to see that. You don't get to experience that. You don't get to know who this new version that's in front of you that you're laying next to, because y'all not having these conversations. And so I remember there was a time in my life that I was married and I was laying in the bed to someone for 17 years. And I felt as lonely as if I was single. So it goes back for me, it goes back to being able to communicate and have the wherewithal to determine the version of who we have changed or evolved to. Is that still what I desire? Right? Is
Yeah.
it change? Right? Or, how can we fix it? Do we desire to fix it? Do we have the capacity to fix it? Do we have the commitment to fix it? But we won't know this if we don't communicate. We won't know. We would never have that. And so I was struggling with that I didn't know how to separate them.
That's so good.
That's so good.
Let me tell you something. For those of you that are out here and you are thinking about marriage, you better, I'm saying better, BETTA, you better get some good premarital coaching.
Absolutely.
You get ready to enter into the marriage commitment. It is a for real commitment. So to go into marriage for any reason other than love, baby, you don't put a whole bunch of stumbling blocks because love and friendship is what will get you through. But if you done marry somebody for convenience, you done marry somebody for money, you done marry somebody, just because you got pregnant, but your heart ain't ready. If it's something other than I love, to the best of my ability right now, I love you. I'm telling you, baby, you already gonna have a lot to learn when you marry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
right there, what Dee was saying about communication, what he talked about, having a board meeting, just like you were running an organization, have a board meeting with the people on the board to
yeah,
figure out what is going on. What are our goals? Are we moving toward the goals or are we far from the goal? What is going on here? In this commitment, how do we move forward, or what's pulling us back, or what's drawing us going sideways, or why are we in this thing that
yeah,
we're experiencing now?
man, y'all. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, everybody, we can't give them everything in this short 1 hour time span. Y'all, when I'm telling y'all, we coming with a wealth of information and experience. I would say experience, because when you are going through, right now, all three of us are going through a ministerial program. And when you give God your yes, he like, oh, this what you doing? Okay. Well, guess what? It's some things that I got to chip away from you. It's some things I need you to experience so that you can experience me even more. So last year, y'all, we did our 3rd year of our retreat, Ramon and I, the We Will Win Marriage Retreat. And I brought these powerful souls in to support us. Mabel runs a session that's all women. Dee runs a session that's only for the men. And so just briefly, y'all, if you all can share what was your experience last year. Dee, you had a very unique opportunity to be a coach as well as a participant. And so just based off what y'all saw, what y'all experienced, what was your takeaway? How would you explain the retreat from the seat that you were sitting in?
I would say God's presence was undeniable. Couples came in with true intentions to heal and to grow, and you could see that. You could feel that. Love, as we are talking about right now, love was present in the room, because even couples who didn't know each other really connected. The activities were intriguing, and open-mindedness. People had a blast because they came in with an open mind. Yeah. And there was an opportunity to recreate, resurrect, renunciate, recommit. All of those re's were present. And for the couples, it was an opportunity to really, really look not only at their relationship, but at themselves and say, how am I showing up now for this relationship? And how do I choose to move forward? So it was really, really mind-blowing, for lack of a better word. And God's presence was undeniable, for real, for real.
Yeah.
To add on to that, I think for me, in a world that's filled with so much that's getting your attention or trying to get your attention, to be in a sacred space with hearts that genuinely want what's best for you and your soul and your relationship and your marriage was amazing.
Yeah.
To add layers to that is to be able to be around men. And we already, as men, have already, wherever we go, we already be ready. We got our guard up, regardless, right? To get to a space where we walk in a room with 10 unknown people, as other unknown men, and then walk out by the end of that weekend as brothers, was that we still talk today. You know what I mean? Was healing and transformation in itself. To be able to have men to to truly hold up other men, to share their stories, their traumas, their fears, and their emotions in a safe space that we've created was the price of admission in itself. So for me, it was so powerful to see the before and after and the presence of God transforming people real time. And so to walk away from that experience, for me, I saw God.
Me too. Absolutely.
And as y'all, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, although this year we have a theme, last year was about love. My mind was blown every day.
Every day.
God was shifting me every single morning. Nope, you're doing this. I'm like, hold on, that ain't what I prepared for. This is what you're doing. Okay.
This is why I say God's presence was undeniable, because we all had plans for this weekend. We came up with our own blueprint, but God showed up and said, no, this is not what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is you are representing me as vessels, but I am doing the work. Let it go. Let yourself go and let me do the talking.
Yeah. And I mean, with you saying that, Mabel, it's like you bringing rubber bands and saying, I didn't know why I bought these rubber bands. For you to realize that it's a couple there that ain't wearing their wedding rings. And
Right
you
there.
putting them on like, no, you're finna put on something on your finger. Here,
Exactly.
put these on. D, Saturday night, you like, your message wasn't coming to you. And your wife is like, you're gonna have it. You'll have it the next morning. It was like, okay, here we go. And just going up there and letting God use you. And I am always in awe of Saturday. Saturday blew my mind. When I could see the love in the room, to see literally everybody at some point was ministering. At some point. I don't care if you were standing and holding space as somebody's mama, and you was just standing there as they were speaking. The way that the men came behind other men that was breaking down, and you just, it's just like, my brother need me. This brother need me. And like Mom just walked up to me and was just like, because I was just standing there like this. I was in awe.
It was such a refreshing experience.
Yeah.
To see brothers just be in their true vulnerability, no hold barred. Like Dee said, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
and even from the brother that just got up and went to the restroom, like that wasn't expected. And then brother's like, oh, my brother in need, let's go. And man. It was so divine, and I'm so grateful for y'all, because of your giftings, because of your obedience, because of your connection with the Holy Spirit. That weekend could not have happened the way it happened without you two present.
Look at God.
So we are running it back. 4th year. We will win. It will be going down October the 22nd through the 25th. So if I asked you, what are you looking forward to for this retreat? Still 10 couples coming back right now, y'all. We have 8 spots still available for those couples that God has chosen. So if this video is speaking to you, be obedient. Be obedient. So I want to ask y'all, what are you expecting or from this year or for this year?
Expectation. I would say for the couples that are coming, if you're truly ready to really look within, not just be curious and be observing, but ready to look within, to do the work, to co create a union built on truth, built on love, built on integrity, then that's what you're going to get from this retreat. A sense of what true love or real love looks like, not just for your union with your husband or your wife, but in the community, as Dee said, coming in a community of 10 different people that you don't know from Adam and experiencing that real presence of God and that real community and just love in its purest form, then this is the retreat to come to. I'm excited about it because it's not about being perfect and it's not about checking the boxes, but it is about true transformation. And we promise you, truth will be in the room and love will be in the room.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, D, before you go. First off, thank you, Mabel. But looking at what Jasmine said about Holy Spirit move, let me tell y'all something else that was so evident. The whole weekend was evident of Holy Spirit being there.
Yes.
But when Mabel said, Kumbi is from my native land in Africa, where I'm from, y'all, Mabel ended up speaking to Kumbi in a native language on Saturday. And I think that's really what popped out the whole Saturday.
Shifted.
It's like, that's the kind of stuff you can't make up. How you have two people in the space from the motherland, and she needed to speak to him in their native tongue. And we didn't know what she was saying, but baby, you could feel what she was saying. So that was just that was just another
whole other level. Yeah, something that you just got to experience. You can't even explain it on on a 1 hour video.
Right, and y'all see how excited I am, but you cannot. I cannot put the words in. You just gotta be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely be there. All right, D.
Yeah, I think you know what for me, and I think you guys have actually hit it. There is nothing that you can say that's remotely close to the experience that you have being in this container. You're going to know God exists.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a relationship with God, you will know God exists. You will feel it. If it's been a long time since you've been able to feel God, you will feel it.
God.
You will feel his presence transforming, shifting energy. You will feel it. And this is not me talking. This is the Holy Spirit. If you don't know about what spirit is in this retreat, you will see it. And you will feel it. And so for me, it was having men to be able to be a safe space, to be able to be themselves as men that's able to say, I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
It's men that's being able to say, my feelings was hurt.
Yeah.
It's being in a place where men are able to say, I don't feel heard or appreciated. It's being able to say, I do the best that I can with what I have, and it's never enough. Right? It's being able to be in a space where you get to have those real conversations with other brothers that can relate, that understand, and probably going through the exact same thing that you are. And so for me, the retreat is so powerful that it can be nothing but ordained by the Most High. Because
Amen.
it's something that will transform you and shift you, and you will not walk out there the exact same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You just nailed it, D. Absolutely.
Thank you. And I would say, again, another divine moment. Mabel had an activity. We supposed to release them rocks activity, and we didn't. And so she was like, I still want to do it. And so as we go to do the women's final activity, Mun decides to interview all the men. And so we have testimonies from all 10 men, which is not even something we planned, but it's so powerful because normally men are the ones that are resistant to these type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to hear half of them say, I didn't even want to come, but I'm so glad my wife got me to come here. I didn't think we needed it, but I'm so glad my wife took the steps to make sure we was here. And I was just so grateful for that. So this is my charge to those out there that are knowing you need to heal. Let me give this to Reverend Milton on tonight, because I probably won't. Going forward, I'm just gonna be saying it. Y'all gotta stop doing home remedies for your brokenness in your marriage and get to a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage is breaking down. The marriage is ill. The marriage is sick, and you trying to do home remedies for an infection that needs a hospital. And so what this retreat will provide was just what Dee said, this incubator of love, this incubator for healing, this incubator for being able to allow your heart to break wide open and watch God replenish it, refill it with his divine love.
Mm-hmm.
But out for the we'll figure it out. We don't need no help. Why do you want to even suffer like that? Go somewhere, get the skills, get the tools that you will need so that you can make it to forever by perfecting your love first and foremost with yourself and God, and then your spouse just gets the benefits of that. Your marriage gets the benefits of that. And so we only taking 10 couples, but baby, every single couple needs an experience where they are healing and growing. And so Mabel, tell the couples where they can find you if they want to work with you, or an individual that maybe they spouse is not ready for it, but they want to do the work to heal.
Okay. So I have a website, and it is awlcoach.com. So A as in Adam, W as in Wendy, L as in love, coach.com. Or you can find me on Instagram, Coach Mabel1. And that's the way you can connect with me.
Thank you. And D is, he said, I'm more of a mentor. Let me tell you something. You want to be in the presence of this dude. He ain't he's a manly man, but yet he moves from his heart. And so he has a great balance. He has a great balance of the oneness with God. And so D, tell them, definitely for the men, how they can connect with you, even whether it's your group, whether it's with you individually. How can people connect with you in order to do their work?
All things Intercoded. Intercoded.com, Intercoded at all social media platforms. Like I said, it's truly time, man. Our slogan is, Adam, where are you? Where are you, Adam? We need you. The world needs you. We need
Absolutely.
you. Where are you, Adam? So let's go. Let's get together. Let's do the work. We have groups that meet every month. We have groups that we meet every Monday. I can be reached on intercoded.com and all social media platforms. Let's build.
Amen. Amen. So one final here is the flyer, you all. This is one of the flyers of the We Will Win Marriage Retreat. You can make payments. You can pay in full. If you like, bet we got it right now. We don't want nothing to stop us from coming. So we're going to pay our money in full right now. The dates are October the 22nd through the 25th. It is for married and engaged couples. We will be going to Summer Mills Retreat and Conference Center in Belton, Texas. It's exclusively 10 couples only because we want to keep it intimate. And so we have some great activities, exercises, and just things planned. And the theme this year is perfecting our love. So we hope to see you there. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you, Demetrius, for hanging
Thank
out
you,
with me
Candace.
tonight. A great conversation. Y'all, I'm telling you, we coming with the fire at the retreat. Thursday night is game night. We're going to have fun. We're going to bum. We're going to clown. You're going to get to see the personalities. And then Saturday morning, we're going to still have fun moving in throughout the day. But it'll be time for Holy Spirit to show up and show out. So thank y'all. Thank y'all again. Thank you, everybody. If y'all have questions, feel free to DM us. Feel free to post on the live. I'll be watching it. Although it'll be already up. I'll come back and watch. And if y'all have questions, ask. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.